I can give you body dysmorphia single-handedly in this one video. But not for the wrong reason, for the right reason. Because body dysmorphia has looked at this thing that is so negative, so bad. But do any of us even know what body dysmorphia is? Do any of us even know why we have body dysmorphia? Why it could be used for good instead of just for hating yourself? No. Do any of us even understand that? I mean, I'm sure some of you guys do, but there are millions of people in the world who have body dysmorphia, but they disguise it with this thing called body positivity. Ooh. Such a crazy idea, huh? Let's be positive about our bodies that we absolutely hate and are unhealthy and are killing us. That's the most stupid shit I've ever heard. Now my car's misfiring, so I gotta turn it back off. But there's a whole group of people in the world that believe that we should have body positivity because body dysmorphia is such this bad thing. And there's some people in the world who don't agree with that, but they still think that body dysmorphia is a bad thing. And here's the thing. It's a bad thing if you look at it the wrong way. It's a bad thing if you use it the wrong way, because it can be a great thing, because if you use body positivity to push you forward and to constantly progress, then that's amazing, because you're literally using a struggle you have, a pain you have, to push you forward. But if you're hyperfixating on it, then it can definitely hold you back. But here's something that I had to finally realize in order to actually get over body positivity and to be able to not hyperfixate on it, was that when I had body dysmorphia, when I had body dysmorphia problems, when I was skinny fat, when I was fat during a bulk, all these times where I started to have the most extreme amounts of body dysmorphia, it wasn't that I just hated the way I looked, but it was multiple things. I hated what I looked represented. I hated that the way I looked represented that I let myself go, that I wasn't trying hard enough, that I wasn't doing what I had to in order to have the physique that I really wanted. And the same thing goes for anything. When you need to gain weight, when you need to cut down, when you're trying to build muscle, whatever it is. I was never able to connect the dot that the only reason that I was so upset about it was because I wanted something that I didn't have, but I wasn't willing to work for, because I was in total delusion. So I masked it with this thing called body dysmorphia and just told myself there was nothing wrong with me. And, I was just insecure and unconfident. And I mean, that was 100% true. And that's why I had gotten into fitness in the first place, is because I wanted more confidence. I wanted to not feel insecure. But what I learned along the way is that the only way to have the confidence and to not feel insecure is to do the things that you feel proud of when you do them. To be proud of yourself. And don't lie to yourself and say, oh, I'm proud of myself for doing that, when it's something so small that you shouldn't be proud of. But that also doesn't mean don't undermine the things that you have done that are amazing accomplishments. If you have lost a significant amount of weight, be proud of yourself for that. But at the same time, being proud of yourself does not mean that you're stopping where you are and you're just giving up. Because it's getting a great physique is just like anything, if you really think about it. It's like if you want more money, if you want to achieve a goal, whatever it may be, we're always told to be grateful for the things we have. But if you're anything like I was, I had such a difficult time understanding how to be grateful for what I have, but yet still feel okay with wanting more. Because I thought it was this thing that was black and white. I never understood that you can be grateful for what you have, but still want to strive for more and have a dying drive every single day to strive for more. And you have to completely disassociate the two things, because they're not one thing. It's not correlated. Like, the things you have the things you have worked for, the things you have given, this life that you have that you are not guaranteed tomorrow. That is an amazing gift you have every single day. And there are things you have right now that you have worked so hard for that you really should be proud of. But one of the biggest goals in life, and one of the main purposes of life, is to become the best version of yourself. So by striving forward every single day, by constantly doing whatever you have to do to make it work, you're allowing yourself to grow. And you're understanding that just because you want to grow, that doesn't mean that you're not thankful for what you have right now. That just means that you're constantly going for your life's purpose. And what you have already done is amazing. But there is a lot more work to do. But for the people that are fat, or the people that are really skinny, that want to just tell themselves, oh, it's okay, I follow body positivity. Ugh. Dude. Like, what is wrong with you? How gay are you? And it's like, I don't even care if you're gay, but like, that is just lame as hell. Like, why would you want to tell yourself that you're happy with the way you are when you're really not? Why would you want to tell yourself that you're happy that you are unhealthy and obese? Because what's that going to do? It's going to put you to the grave faster. That's the only thing it's going to do. Well, that's not true. It's going to put you to the grave faster. It's going to make you hate yourself more. You're just going to regress into your depression cycle more and more. Because all depression is regression in life. You're just going backwards. When you are not moving forward and you become stagnant, the only thing that happens next is you move backwards. And once you become stagnant, you only have a brief moment to continue moving forward. Because once you get stagnant, it is so easy to just say, oh, this isn't that bad. And the next thing, before you even know it, you are so much further back than you ever even realized. Because the ocean starts drifting you away. You thought you were just floating, but you weren't. Because the current is always going one direction. And if you work with so much momentum that you let off the gas a little, you're going to keep moving forward. But if you're not working with enough momentum, you let off the gas, you're going to start to coast back. And it's not going to go the way you want it to go. But to get in shape, to get the physique you want, to get the life you want, to get the anything you want, it's really not that hard. Like, it's gonna be difficult, don't get me wrong, but it's not gonna be as difficult as you really think it is when you have the right knowledge, when you have the right information, when you're doing the right things. It is 10 times more difficult when you're just throwing darts at the board over and over again with no skill, with no training, with no plan, anything. Yes, that is very difficult. But if you have a set in stone plan that you know has worked for other people in the past, it is going to work forward for you. So many people want to reinvent the wheel with new ideas and do it a new way and figure out their way. If it's already been done, do it that way. And if there's something you need to tweak or adjust to make it work better for you, fine, do that. That's great. But in general, the general information is still going to be the same. The general things that you need to do, you need to take, you need to eat, whatever it may be, is still going to be the same thing. So why haven't you done it? And if you are somebody that's already doing it and you're already super far ahead, that is awesome for you. But if you're somebody that hasn't, then really, like, what is holding you back? What's the biggest thing holding you back? Because if you are like me, then you are not happy, or you're not happy at the moment with how you look, how you feel, how your life is on a day-to-day basis when you're going through your day. You wake up in the morning, you're tired. You work all day, you're still tired. You go home and you go to sleep, and the first thing on your mind is, oh, I got to do this all over again the next day. That is a terrible feeling to have. And that's a feeling I used to feel every single day. And one of the best things that really helped me get over that was realizing, it's like, if I have done this for however many days in a row already, if I've done this for 100 days in a row, 200, 1,000, 2,000 days in a row, what is another 100 days of really trying to actually finally break through and hit a goal? That's nothing in the vast of things. It's really not. So why is it that all of a sudden one more day is so difficult? It's because something changed, most likely. Whether that's your motivation that changed, your reason why that changed, or that you realized that what you were doing isn't the right thing, and you were just kind of had uninformed optimism the whole time that you were going forward. And once you realized that what you were doing was a waste of time, it started to feel like it was super heavy. The only thing you have to do to get out of that is just go the right path and find the right information. And it's really not that difficult to find. If you are having problems cutting or bulking up, either way, eat your protein. 1 to 1.3 grams per pound of body weight. Make sure you are eating that. That is a necessity. If you are overweight and you're trying to cut down, you can keep it at the 1 gram. If you are super underweight and you need to gain weight, put it towards the 1.3. You're going to get a huge improvement of progress. But that's pretty basic knowledge. The next thing is that make sure you're not completely cutting out your fats, because you still need fat for brain function, for metabolism function, for hormone function. Fat is still extremely important, but you don't need a whole lot of it. Okay? 60, 70, 80, at most 90 grams a day is totally fine. If you get anything below 40, you're going to start to have some problems. But fat has 9 calories per gram, and most of you probably already know that. But it is so easy to eat just a little bit of fat and then be totally over your total calorie expenditure for the day. Or eat a little bit of fat and then feel full and then think that you're eating so much. Because another thing that I hear a lot is people saying, oh, I already eat so much, and why am I not gaining weight? Well, you're probably eating, well, not probably, you are. You're eating a whole lot on one day, and then you're skipping foods on the next day. And then your total calories for the week end up being really low. Now, that doesn't mean for you guys that are trying to lose weight that you can just eat a whole bunch one day and then cut the calories out for the rest of the week. Because while you can do that, you're not going to. It's not realistic. You're not going to stick to it. You're going to be starving, you're going to end up falling asleep, or you're going to be binge eating. Keep a consistent diet no matter what you are doing, and it's going to be so much easier. So back to what I said before. Your protein, extremely important. 1 to 1.3 grams per pound. Your fat, keep it between, at lowest, 50 to 90 grams per day. And your carbs, fill the rest in. Make sure if you're cutting down, your calories are below your maintenance. And if you're bulking up, your calories are above your maintenance. You don't need to do a huge calorie cut right away either. You don't need to be crashing your metabolism. You're never gonna go into starvation mode as people think you can. People will, oh, I'm eating so little, yet I'm not losing any weight. I'm gaining weight. Well, that's physically impossible. You cannot put less food in your body and then have more fat come on your stomach. It just does not work like that. Where is the fat coming from? It's coming from the food. So if you're eating less than your body needs, your body's going to pull it from your fat. And if you're getting enough protein and you're training right, and your nutrition and your micronutrients are right, your body's just going to only burn the fat, not the muscle. So slowly cut down your calories, do your cardio, and do what you need to. And guess what? It's going to take 90 to 180 days to finally see the results you want. It might take a full year. But what's the counter option? Stay doing what you're doing right now and still be where you're at right now in 90, 180 days, 3 months, 6 months, or a year? Or do something about it. And in 3 months, 6 months, and a year, you're going to be a completely different person. You're going to feel proud of yourself. Not just because of how you look, but because you know what you did. And the struggle you went through. The struggle that you went through that others were not willing to go through. Make sure you're sleeping right. Make sure you're eating right. Make sure you're training right. Do what you have to. And a little body dysmorphia is not a bad thing. It's really not. And you probably don't even have body dysmorphia. Because if you did, you would really make a change. You just fear that you're not going to get the confidence that you want. You just fear that the insecurity is never going to go away. Even if you do make the change. But that is the furthest from the truth. That is just your mind lying to you to keep you back where you are. To keep you stagnant. Because it's human nature to want to just survive. To do the bare minimum. But if you want to accomplish anything ever, you got to push past that. And if you guys need any help, because you are completely lost and really don't know what to do, go into the description in this video, click on my Instagram, and DM me the word aesthetics. So we can work one-on-one and get you to wherever you need to be from wherever you're at. Let's kill it.